All right, all right. Well, we're out here live at 6205 Court Road in Plano, Texas, out at the Lennon Street Grill and Tap House. Man, we already started out with a whole lot of fun. I actually had some giveaways. Calvin, the owner, has a big group out here tonight who are tremendous soccer fans, um, and so we decided to go ahead and gift some of them with a American football gift of me carrying the flag. So there were a lot of happy people who were able to indulge in that. So you never know when you come out and you come visit, things just might fall in your lap. This is the place for you to come and find you some good food, some good drink. I've already started on my hot wings today. They got them extra hot. Uh, oh yeah, they got karaoke coming on a little bit later. I even was a DJ in here a little bit early because they put some money in their jukebox and they told me, hey, you got to shut that down for the podcast. So I had to come in and start being DJ Glue in the house tonight. Yes, I don't know what's the news, baby. Was that on purpose, JT, or were you trying to hit the applause button? See, that's why I
Nah,
didn't
I,
know what
I
you had
actually
there.
meant to hit this one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, I ain't brought y'all in yet. I ain't gonna bring him in if he keeps acting like that.
You ain't got no
Uh,
choice.
well, that's right. I guess you got the controls, but I can't control what he gets on for Christmas, which is so you better be nice, okay? But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get in the show because man, we got a very big time guest that I just love talking to. One because he speaks the truth, he says what he has to say, doesn't hold back. I consider him a good friend. Of course, he's a great teammate. Um, but he has something I don't have, and that is a Super Bowl ring. Played with the Dallas Cowboys in the early '90s. Played with me at the University of Alabama in the late '80s to the early '90s. And I want to go ahead and bring both of those guys in. Let's bring in Derek Lassick and Theo Speed the second. Yes, sir. So I hope y'all are doing well. I've been on this. It seems like I've been talking to JT a lot today for a whole lot of different reasons. Um, but Derek, how you doing, man? It's good seeing you again.
I'm doing awesome. Good to see you guys also. So that's glue too, huh?
Yeah, that is
Get it,
glue.
glue too? He's glued to you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we got another one. So he has a son now.
Oh, Trey.
Yes. Well, no, he's still the second because his name is George Theo Teague the
Oh,
second.
okay. Gotcha.
Um, so, but he's only 4 months old now. So
Oh, yeah. You sleep deprived.
yeah, that's JT.
Yeah, we working on
Yeah.
it.
That's right. That's
I
right.
remember
It's all
those
going
days.
well. So why don't we do this though, JT? While we got some ears in here, why don't you talk about before we dive into a lot of American football? Why don't you tell us about some European football and what's going on with the Team USA?
All right.
Such.
Well, first thing that I wanted to mention because I just learned this today. Did you know that the term soccer is actually British? That we did not come up with this. That it was England themselves, and they get mad at us for using it. Crazy.
Because saying soccer or football?
No, soccer is a word that came from England. English people used to call it soccer, and it fell out of favor for whatever reason, and the Americans kept calling it soccer, and here we are today.
Wow.
Okay.
I would have never guessed. I would have guessed football came from England because they always call it football.
So apparently, short story is there was two different types of football, right? There was rugby football, and then there was association football.
Yeah.
And back in the 1800s or whatever, the slang that the English kids used to do would they would shorten words and add an er to the end. So at one point, rugby was called rugger, and
Football is called footer.
well, no, what happened was since it was rugby football and association football, they shortened association to ASOC. And then the kids got a hold of it and started calling it sock.
Soccer.
And they would add an ER to the end, and they called it soccer. And that's where the term soccer came from, and the Americans have been calling it soccer since.
So you learned all this today.
I did.
Jeopardy. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh gosh. Well, okay.
Learn
Well,
something new
there
every
is
day.
someone here that was able to validate your story, by the way. So he started in by saying you're right. So
Nice.
yes. So that's good.
Well.
Okay, what about scores? The only thing I know is Japan beat Germany.
Yeah, which was
Must've been a pretty
crazy.
big upset,
Whoa.
right?
Yeah, Japan beats Germany, which was a pretty big upset. So the World Cup started off with Qatar playing Ecuador because Qatar,
It's the
whatever,
host is
they've got the World Cup, whatever.
I don't know how.
Yes, whole controversy on that, but
money.
exactly.
You got plenty already.
So they got an automatic bid in, and they get to play in the first game. Well, they got beat up by Ecuador 2-0 pretty early and gave up 2 goals in the first half. It was kind of embarrassing for them, but I think the rest of the world was kind of cheering against Qatar. So that's how it started. Then you have Argentina, who somebody will have to tell me if I got the FIFA rankings right, but I think they were ranked 3rd in the world at the time. They were favorites to win the World Cup, and they lose 2-0 real quick to Saudi Arabia in their first match. They are bottom of the group right now, so they got some work to do, even just to get to the knockout stage. We talked about Japan over Germany. That game was 2-1, I believe. Today, Belgium beat Canada. So we still got 2 groups that are unplayed. But then you had the U.S. and Wales. I'm skipping over.
Won, man.
Yes,
You should have won.
I'm skipping over.
We
some,
lost to Wales.
No, we did not lose to
We
Wales.
didn't lose. We
Oh,
didn't lose.
0-0.
It was a draw, a 1-1 draw. The U.S. scored with in the 36th minute or something like that. They were dominating the first half of.
And they packed it in. Why they pack it in? Why don't they just go ahead and try to get the 2-0 like everybody else and then pack it in?
Well, you know what they say. 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in sports, apparently.
Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, you've been corrected. Saudi Arabia won 2-1.
Oh, 2-1. 2-1.
2-1. Told you they were soccer fans.
Well, there's conspiracies going on now because Lionel Messi plays for Argentina, and apparently he had just signed a contract with Saudi Arabia to promote travel in Saudi Arabia, and then they go out and lose to Saudi Arabia. So I don't think there's any real conspiracy to it, but it's just a bad look that you signed a deal with the travel agency in Saudi Arabia, and then you go
He
and
threw
lose.
the game
Yeah. Point shaving.
by himself.
Who'd they beat? So he wanted me to say something because Spain beat somebody 7-0.
Yes,
Ooh.
Spain beat Costa Rica today 7-0.
I see that. And that's like that's like us playing who we played last week, Alabama.
Austin Peay. So why don't we do that? Because I'm kind of curious to hear what you guys would say about this, because soccer, there's not a lot of point scores. So think about football and how it's always leaning towards the offense, the action. They want to score points and touchdowns, but it's not necessarily that way in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot, but for the it is rare. So they're saying that's a lot and it's rare. I'm just trying to figure out is it exciting enough with 1 or 2 goals in a game for the average fan, not the true soccer fan, for the average fan, because they're looking at me. I'm talking about the average guy that's just looking at it, and you see guys running around or ladies, and there's like 1 goal, and you're kind of like,
Yeah, I tried to get into it because I have a lot of Caribbean friends, and they're all offended into it. And I don't understand soccer. I understand you kick the ball in the goal, score points, but I don't understand the nuances of the game and how they're trying to do different things offensively and defensively. So to me, it was kind of boring.
So
You know,
so
when a guy
1-0 is not enough for you.
No, not at all. No, I need a 3-4 game. You know what I'm saying? Something
Oh,
like that.
so you need points on both sides.
Both sides, yes. Action
I got
packed.
you.
So
Yeah.
here's what the guy just said in here for his breakdown. He's a big time soccer guy, obviously, but he said actually they like the defense more.
Okay.
You know, he had 58 years, 53 years in the game. So he said, hey, they really appreciate the defensive side. Man, I got to become friends with this dude over here. He's talking defense over here like, oh, no, you got to know the defensive strategy. They all about scoring.
Well, what do they say about defenses? Defenses win championships.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you can't score, you can't win.
Exactly.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So,
Yeah.
okay.
But seven goals are equivalent to like an NFL team scoring 65 points. Or
Nah,
something
not
like
it, because 65 is not that unnatural. It's more like being. This is like if somebody goes out there and drop 100 on you.
How do you even get in the World Cup if you're giving up, you're losing like that?
So
Well, you have to have the haves and the have-nots.
Don't you have to qualify?
you do have to qualify. You have to qualify in your region, though. So I mean, it's kind of like, and they might have coefficients. I'm sure somebody there can tell you whether they have coefficients.
Costa Rica's got to have a pretty tough comment. It was Costa Rica that lost 7.
Yeah,
Who lost? Yeah, you know they take their soccer serious.
they do.
My brother-in-law is Costa Rican, and his brother was a heck of a
So
soccer
who's
player.
in their stage I'm sorry, this guy he's giving me the rundown over here, so I'm sorry, I'm running a little bit too. Who's in that stage?
Are they
with
not in CONCACAF?
Croatia or whoever lost by 7?
Costa
Who lost
Rica.
by- Costa Rica.
Yeah, are they not in CONCACAF?
He said,
Yeah, you get what, 3 out of CONCACAF? Which was
Venezuela.
Mexico, U.S., and Costa Rica.
I can't hear him. I should have set up a second mic. He's talking to you and he giving you the hand gestures like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. so you can't see what's going on. But anyway, okay. So any other thing we need to talk about with European football?
Give him his 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would say that there's
Who's
still
the favorite
2
to
more
win it?
groups to play. Brazil, Cameroon, Serbia, Switzerland, Ghana, South Korea, Portugal, Uruguay still have not played yet. But the U.S. is going to take on England on
Lord.
Friday.
Is that an L?
That's the alcohol-free Heineken key.
It's Heineken Zero.
Yeah, that's what
Not
I'm
a
saying.
sponsor,
That's
could
it.
be.
Hey, my guy over here just said when we started talking about USA playing England, he started doing this. Oh Lord, help him out.
Yeah, I'm thinking they might need a draw out of this. If they lose, they might be in a little bit of hot water.
He said the guy, our expert, said that the USA needs to hope for a draw.
Yes. Yep. They're gonna need it. An L and Wales beating Iran
He
is.
said at
not
the same
good.
time, pray for. Hey man, it's good.
Everybody said that about our hockey team back in the 80s when we
Oh
played
yeah,
Russia.
when they went and beat Russia.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what. I love that story. But I always forget that they went on to lose after that. You know.
Yeah, but you beat
Hell, that was a gold medal round for us.
Hey,
Once we beat Russia, that was a wrap. We were
You know,
finished.
That's exactly what Tennessee said this season. They beat
Exactly.
Alabama, and there they go out to South Carolina.
Well,
Oh
you know,
my
what
God.
quarter did the quarterback get hurt?
The fourth, I think it was late.
Oh, it was late.
It was
Okay.
late. It was at least in the second half. So I feel bad for Hendon Hooker that he tore his ACL. You never wish that for anybody to happen, regardless of what team they play for. But I will say Tennessee did deserve to lose that game for the choice of helmet that they had going into that game. They should just went home. That was already an L just for them nasty orange helmets they put on.
Oh, that's what
I
happens when
didn't-
you start getting out of your normal stuff. Just stay with the traditions. Anyway, and I'm glad you guys transition this way that we could get to some college football. So with these rankings and the way they came out, I mean, I think it's right where we need to be. It just seems like after this week there could be some pretty big shakeup depending on who wins and loses. Uh, so my first question: if TCU loses just one game, whether it's the one coming up or the one in the Big 12 championship, do they still get in?
Who's in the? I gotta
They'll be
let me
probably
look at
play
the.
Kansas State, most likely.
If they lose either one of those games,
Who's ranked behind them?
so 5 is LSU, 6 is USC, 7 Alabama.
So make sure the LSU got 2 losses.
LSU
Yeah.
has 2
Alabama got
losses.
two losses.
It's going to be hard if USC wins out and
Uh-oh.
TCU loses for them to jump to 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 get in the playoffs above before USC because
Well,
USC is
hold
a
on
big
now.
brand.
Wait a minute. So let me add the wrinkle in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
2 and 3 is Ohio State and Michigan,
Uh-huh.
of
And they
which
gotta
they
play
have to
the-
play each other.
Who is that? Somebody like one of those schools?
One of them has to lose, and one of them will not play in their championship game either.
Okay. Well, it'll be harder for Michigan, I think, than Ohio State because Ohio State, they have a brand, and Michigan. I don't see them beating Ohio State without the running back. Has he been?
Oh yeah, I don't
Has
know
he
what
been
his
ruled
status
out
is.
for the game with his knee?
Let me see.
So
I
I'm
don't really
saying that
talk too much about
I'm
that.
saying Georgia is going to finish number 1. Ohio State's going to beat Michigan and finish 2. Michigan, if they lose, I think is going to fall to 5. If TCU wins, they'll go up to 4 or 3,
3.
and then USC will fall in that 4th spot.
They're going
They're
to jump LSU.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
yes,
LSU's
most
going to
definitely.
lose.
They win the SEC. Well, they're going.
LSU should have lost to Arkansas. I mean,
Well,
it's just USC. It's a big brand. They're wanting brands
Georgia's
like
in regardless, right?
yes.
So
Well, no,
They're not going to lose to Georgia Tech.
They're not in regard. If they lose the LSU, there might be some problems.
no, come
They're
on, man. If they're in, it's a 1 loss.
What's their
They're not
percentage?
gonna drop out of
87% or 91%?
Yeah, but I think that 91% is like because they're not losing to LSU.
I have to admit, I was rooting for some shakeups this past week. I thought TCU was going to go ahead and lose.
Oh, I thought
They
what you
should have
call
lost.
Maryland was giving Ohio State the business.
Ohio State was on the ropes.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Baylor to go ahead and shake it up real quick, but I don't know. Nah, I'd hate to be on that committee, after this week because it's going to be very interesting.
Well, the fans are getting what they want. They're tired of seeing the same old team. So other than Georgia, it's going to be new
Well,
teams.
It might end up the
Ohio
same.
State.
That's what I'm
Clemson might
saying.
get back
What's
in.
crazy
Now,
is like it might end up being the same. TCU might lose. Michigan loses a
Clemson is
close
ranked
one,
what?
and LSU sneaks in, and you're like, well, here we go.
What is Clemson rank?
8.
No,
Yeah, I don't think Clemson.
Clemson will get
They
jumped.
can win the ACC.
Clemson is garbage.
If they beat
Clemson's not
Notre
good.
Dame,
They already lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat them.
well, who they got to play? Who they got left though? They got
South
Clemson.
Carolina and North Carolina.
South Carolina and that. Yeah, and in the playoffs. So South Carolina, if they play like they played against Tennessee,
Well, who they have to play in the championship? In their
they have to
ACC?
play North Carolina in the championship. Clemson.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Is this already set? That's the
I think so, pretty much, yeah.
deal.
Mm-hmm. Unless North Carolina
can
plays.
lose.
Because they don't
North
have, or
Carolina.
do they have? Oh no, they have divisions. I'm trying to
Yeah, they do.
pull up the ACC. Yeah, it'll be North Carolina, which means that's on their schedule. It is already set.
Uh-huh.
North Carolina, 7 o'clock on the
North
3rd.
Carolina can score points.
They can, but they can't stop nobody.
Well,
They might knock the quarterback out.
Clemson ain't been a juggernaut of points lately.
That is true.
That is true.
What's his name? Oalungale? Make him throw the ball to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, speaking of not scoring a lot of points, Alabama against Austin P. I can tell you how bad it was. I normally don't get a lot of texts during the game from JT, But it probably was in the first quarter. When you think that was? Did you text me?
It first quarter, it was like 10 minutes after we had got off the pregame show. I think I watched 2 drives, and I was like, man, I'm about to turn this off.
As I don't know, Lassick. I just on a lot of these shows you've been on it with the Bama Standard and others, and we got a lot of guys going off. But what do you think is going on with these guys? Just seem like they're playing not motivated or confused. I don't even know what the word is, but let me ask the question this way first. Did you watch the game? Did you watch the Austin P game?
Yes.
Okay, were you okay with the way that they performed and played Alabama? I'm talking about. Were
No.
you happy with the way they played?
Not at all.
All right. So what do you think was the deal on why it was subpar? Because I agree with you.
Defensively, I think they thought, oh, this is Austin P. Austin P had success running and throwing the ball against us. A good team would have scored on a lot of those possessions. So I don't know if it was because they thought, this is Austin P, or they're not on the same page. Offensively, we ran the ball pretty decent. I was impressed with our running game, but our passing game and watching the receivers against Austin P DBs, they're going to have some open receivers and they're going to run some deep passes. And I saw none of that. It was kind of like, mediocre, intermediate passing and passes. And the receivers were covered. It wasn't like Bryce was throwing to wide open guys, which, I would think we have 4 and 5 stars, and I doubt they have 1 or 2, 3 or 4 stars on their team.
That's right. So is this a coaching problem? Trying to motivate them? Is this just a kid problem, a player problem, not as motivated? What do you think? I mean, I know it's all opinion, but I'm just trying to get your opinion on what do you think it really is? Is it just
I think, like I said before, they need to simplify things and understand their personnel, the coaching staff, and run plays and run a scheme that fits their personnel better. Don't force it on these kids, offensively and defensively. You look at Kirby Smart. I think what separates Kirby is he can simplify the defense so his players can just go ahead and play and just not think. Offensively, you know what they're going to do. They're built after their coach. They're tough. Hey, we're going to run the ball. You're going to have to stop the run. We're going to play action pass. And you're going to have to beat us at what we do best. And they know what they do best. I think we're still trying to figure out what we do best as a team, defensively and offensively.
I think those guys make too much money to be trying to figure out what we can do.
Well, that's why there's going to be some changes, as Nick said.
Okay.
Did he say that? Because that'd be encouraging. Because I'm still looking at, I keep saying it every week. I still think there's a problem with player development, which to me is not on the players. I look at, so I'll give another example. Eli Ricks transferred in and apparently could not, sources say that he could not pick up the playbook. And it wasn't like he transferred in right before the season. He transferred in.
That's because he was at LSU first.
He transferred in the spring. He went through a full spring. He went through off season, and then 8 weeks into the season is when he finally got his first playing time. And he balls out, and then 2 weeks later, can't find him.
He got hurt.
Miami or Florida State because all
he
they
heard
do
his
is
shoulder. He heard his shoulder the first play of the LSU game.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And for me, people are saying he couldn't pick up the defense. Man to man, how hard is it, George? Hey, listen. You cover this guy all over the field. How hard is that? We've run zone very rarely. They say, right?
Well, not anymore. Since Pete Golding's took over, we run more zone than we run man.
Well, really?
Yeah.
It's still kind of a zone match, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. It is a zone match. I don't know, but Terrion Arnold and then back shoulder passes. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times we're gonna give that one up.
I'm tired of talking about it.
I still think that we shouldn't be particularly relying on deep safeties to come in and break up slants. I don't think that's the key either. It's working in some cases, but you got to know that that's coming.
They're making plenty of money. They need to just these dudes cover now. You got to treat them like I don't know. I mean, I guess you can't put it on NIL deals and all that, but bro, I mean, Lester, you know what? Greg Byrne told us when I went to what their per diem is now. You know what the
You
per
mean they
diem is?
ain't $50 like we got every other week?
No, bro. This is.
Don't tell me, T. I'll be mad.
Hey, inflation.
Oh, you gonna be
chalk it up.
Superman?
Just chalk it up
This
to
ain't got
inflation.
nothing to do with no deals.
Yeah, the per diem, like the little $50
They
check we
make
should get.
between $4,000 and $6,000 a month just from
Man, shut up.
for not even no NIL deals. That's check they get. He said the minimum is like $3,900.
Man, them cats making more than their parents.
Bro, I'm telling you. That's why I'm sitting here and then I started looking and go, okay.
But that's
That
across
ain't
the
even
board. That's everybody.
That's everybody.
In
Burns, I
college
sat in the
football.
athletic director's office because we were asking about that. Me and Prince. You can ask Prince. And I was like, are you serious? Like, he's like, yeah. He said on average they're probably getting about 5,500, 5,600 a month.
Shit, they should start docking them when they don't perform.
Just because. Like 60 grand.
Wow. And that's the whole year?
Yeah, I don't know how they give it to them, but
Lord have mercy.
then
Man, thank
we
God
gonna
they didn't
find
give us
out
that. You
some
know
of
we
the-
would have had cats not going to school.
Oh man, we would have bought the CC.
Heck yeah. Hey, we would have had guys trying to make that thing stretch. How can I turn this into 20?
Man, it would have been bad, man.
We had some
God, it would've been
entrepreneurs
bad.
on our team.
We sure did. That's right.
Mhm.
Oh, what did he say? What did he say?
He said Byrne told us the same at the alumni workshop. They have to pay rent / utilities, etc.
Yeah,
Oh, so it doesn't.
Not if you don't move off campus, though.
They
Well, you
got
know.
paid.
Hey, listen here.
Oh, don't start with that. They got to pay rent and utilities. Mess with me. Come on, bro.
Yeah, especially with the NIL, they're not paying any rent and utility.
No, but what does your scholarship cover? It covers more than your books.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
it has lodging.
Is that considered part of their lodging, though, of their scholarship?
Well, if
those
the way
houses-
it works, well, at least the way it worked when I was in school was if you were on a full ride and you had a certain, it was itemized, right? And this is how much they give you in your full ride for room and board.
Mm-hmm.
And if you moved off campus and you had your own place and you didn't have a meal plan, they would just cut you the check for what they would have paid you for room and board, which then you could use to pay rent and whatever.
Yeah. So
that was just scholarship money.
yeah, you can move down to the River Road to some little crappy little apartment if you want to.
Yeah, 3 to an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, hey, we used to go to what, Albertson and get $100 worth of groceries for $5. Well, we be cooking out like champs, boy.
I was telling you, shoot, that's the first time I learned how to barbecue. Okay, so all right, so we're talking about this Austin P game. I think we're all just kind of disappointed in it. I don't even know how to talk about it. It was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. If they had, if Austin P had a better quarterback, that is a completely different ball game, because those receivers were wide open.
Yeah,
Dude, it's Austin P. It should have been like 50-something to nothing at halftime.
and we had a couple of favorable calls. Like that one, the first drive, the Toa held the tight end, and the coach was going crazy. I said it couldn't have been that obvious. Then when they showed the replay, I was like, "Oh, woo, Lord!"
I mean, it's bad. So what do we expect out of this Auburn game? Then?
And they almost didn't get in on that goal line when
yeah,
Austin P
number 2.
went crazy because
Yeah,
they thought they stopped him on the goal line.
Yeah, but he did break the plane. I saw that one.
Yeah, but it was like barely.
It was close. Yeah. So what do we expect out of this Auburn game?
God
Yeah,
knows,
it's gonna be a
George.
close one.
I'm with you guys. They said we're 21 point favorites. I'm not a gambler, as Coach Starlin said. I ain't a gambling man, you know. But I'm gonna lay my money with the Tigers if they give me 21 points. If they give me us 21 points, I just don't see it. I
Have
don't
we
see it.
have we really covered all year? Honestly, regardless of
Alabama
what it
is 5-6 against the spread.
yeah. So,
We will be 5-7. We're
but what do
not
they
done.
have other than their running back, Bigsby? I think that's his
Mm-hmm.
name. Do they got a quarterback that's worth a darn?
Their quarterback is
Wide
they're,
receiver?
look.
The
All right, so
quarterback's mom went to Alabama.
so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
here's what I'll say about Auburn's quarterback. I'm trying to find what his name is real quick. But this dude he's good enough to win the game because if some dude named Nick Marshall can run all over Alabama back in 2015, 2016, whenever that was. I think his name is Ashford.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Robbie Ashford, I think is his name.
Yeah, that's it. Because he went to Oregon.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's
We
good
swapped with
enough.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, he actually swapped with Bo Nix. Go figure.
Yeah.
They made a trade.
This dude's good enough. I mean, some dude, what was the A&M's quarterback name from last year that transferred in here, that transferred to Auburn, is currently not playing at Auburn?
Oh yeah, the guy that beat us. I can't remember his
Yeah,
name.
Haynes King or what? I forget what the dude's name is, but man, if he can beat us, Robbie Ashford can beat us. He's good enough. Zach Calzada.
See,
Thank you, John.
I
Yeah,
just
Zach
don't know if
Calzada.
our mind. I don't know if our mindset is right for this game. It just seems weird that you just think about it, how big of a rivalry it is. They're coming to Tuscaloosa, and it's like I don't even know if they feel it the same way.
I
You
think the
know,
saving grace is that we're playing in Tuscaloosa. That
Mhm.
gives us an advantage. We were playing in Auburn. I'd be a little more nervous, but I see it being a close game because we've been underperforming offensively the past couple of weeks. I really think we're not on the same page. There's no continuity.
well, our running back depth has been good. I guess you should be happy with that. I mean, not having
Mhm.
Jamar Gibbs, those other guys have done a really good job. I thought,
Yeah,
under
yeah.
the circumstances, but you can't throw the ball consistently. Ja'Cory Brooks, is he going to be back? I don't know that we can rely on.
Is that number 7? Ja'Cory
Yes.
Yes.
drop. Ja'Cory drops. Man, he gonna drop 2 or 3 pets. I'm sorry, man, but
Ja'Cory
at that
Bricks.
level, you cannot have 2 or 3 drops a game, man. What's going on? I mean, consistent. I guarantee you, he's gonna drop 1 or 2 passes against Auburn. I hate to say it.
They're afraid to get hit, and they can't even really get hit, and they're still afraid to get hit. They ain't let a
Yeah,
footstep.
just
You say boo to these guys that drop the ball.
yeah. Imagine if they played during our era when they try to take your head off when you came across the middle. They
can't.
gotta grab you and hug you to tackle you now.
And they gotta set you down softly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at I'm looking at the stats, just trying to our
Burton went off. Burton went off on Austin Peto.
ooh
He
yeah
disappeared all year.
I know
Yeah.
you got an
They said
APB
that
over
that
him. That's why
DB looked
Georgia
like
wasn't worried about it.
they said that DB looked like the girl he swung on. That's why he played so.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on, man. I just we're me and Sweller gonna track down there to the game.
Hmm.
John O hooked me up, got me some good tickets, so we're gonna get down there and go to the game. I just hoping I get to see a good product. Now,
Hold
I'll
on,
try to be a fan.
who hooked you up
Huh?
with tickets?
John, on you for a check.
On you for check?
Close? Was
On
I
you, fried
close?
chuck. On
Yeah,
you,
the
fried
On you,
guy
chuck.
who
fried
was on the
chuck.
show with us the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
on-
shame that someone is he just a fan or alumni? Is he alumni even?
Yeah. So he's he's the Titan Texas president too. So he
Okay,
helps raise money for scholarships
so
out here in
so
Texas.
we had to get tickets like that. Some George T, you should be able to come back at any game you want and it'd be taken care of. Within reason. I can't give you
Oh
40
no,
tickets.
they're gonna let us in. It just got to be prepared to hang off the edge of the top of the screen.
Oh yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing.
Going
Listen,
up
I was
there.
we're A club members, and I used to buy the tickets, and we used to have the tickets like in the lower bowl at around the 40-yard line. And then when they added to the stadium, which you think, oh, they added more seats to the stadium, our seats should get even better. They removed us from those seats and put us in the top rank. And I complained for years. And they were like, well, it's nothing we can do. I said, what you mean there's nothing you can do about it? That's so disrespectful.
I didn't stop complaining.
Yeah.
Actually, so I try to lean on people, but we're giving a little bit more now, so I'm accumulating points.
We gave, T. We
Yeah,
gave blood,
and
sweat, and tears. What more
you
can we
think you
give?
think they can give that back in NIL money towards?
Well, give
How
us
much would
some.
that be worth? Would it be like a total of $3 million that we donated to?
This is my thing. How was the function when you guys went for the reunion for the 30-year reunion?
Yes.
How
So
was it? Was it pretty
so
good?
the deal on Thursday night
Hmm.
was good. That was the first time they did that. I got to give props to BJ. Um,
Thursday night. Oh,
so
I
we
thought it
went to
started Friday.
no, we went to Top Golf in
Okay.
Birmingham on Thursday night. It's
Okay.
really cool. BJ did a really good job. It was the first time, so it was kind of more all A club ish. So it wasn't just football players, but it
Gotcha.
was a lot of A club members.
Hmm.
So we had a good time, just eating, hitting golf balls, socializing. Had track guys, golfers, swimmers, baseball, football. So that I thought that was kind of cool to be able to do that. Then the next day, we had the um, Friday night was the first time we were together as a team, and that was very unique. So we started out in the Bryant Museum,
Hmm.
and it was packed, man. I mean, coaches, uh, players, obviously trainers, everybody was in there. So it was really cool just to catch up like that. It was really just a social time to hang out there, and then they walked us over to the facility, and they actually have made a highlight reel of the '92 season. So it was kind of long because we had a lot of highlights. It probably was 45 minutes long, an hour, but
Yeah, well, the defense highlights was 40 minutes. Offense was fine.
we
So
had
I
there
probably
was
would have been bored.
there was a few of y'all runs in there.
Uh,
You, the Sherman Shake, Chris Anderson got a lot of love in there. Ooh,
uh,
Curtis Brown got him some.
okay.
Shoot. So it was, it was good, but it was long. But it's still just another time for everybody to be together. We filled up the whole uh, team auditorium. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't even know how many guys we had there, and there were some that came late. So we hung out afterwards a little bit, um, and it was cool. I mean, it was. I hate you missed it really just because you didn't get to see all the guys, you
Yeah.
know, and just the camaraderie of it. That was probably the biggest piece. And then Saturday with all of us being on the field, man, you joking right now? Can you imagine how many jokes it was when everybody got back in there? It was standing on the field or in the Bryant Museum. It was a joke fest the whole time. You couldn't come in with no thick skin. Oh, Do was up in there. You saw them hands. Eric Oden was up in there, man. He was going hard. So I mean, it when you got Langham and all the jokesters in there, I mean
Oh
that's
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what it was, and
yeah. Joke
it
fest. Yeah.
it was so funny because even in the beginning when we're supposed to follow the line to go line up, we're on national television or whatever it's supposed to be to go line up. How come half of us walk one direction and the other half starting to walk the other direction, and the producers freaking out? Where they going? Because they ain't paying attention. They just walking and talking.
Dan kind of
Uh,
reminds me of Alabama defense and offense this year.
well, yeah, I guess all the defensive guys were going the right way.
Well,
So, but speaking of this Iron Bowl, all right. So, how many years did you actually play at Bama? Were you there 4 years?
I was
You said
5 years. I was redshirted, but played 4 years.
okay. So you played in the first one. So did you actually play in the one we played in Auburn?
Yes, I was there.
And
Yeah, played in it.
okay. And so you got in all of them. Do you got a favorite one for whatever reason? Give us your favorite one and maybe why. What made it so?
Well, the one that I remember the most is the one in Auburn, and it was because it was our first time playing in Auburn in years. And I've been to a couple of stadiums that year, but that stadium was as loud as it got. I mean,
That's the
my
loudest stadium I've ever been in. I think.
my uniform, my shirt was vibrating. It was that loud. I can't make this up. and and it was the damnedest thing I ever saw. It didn't matter how deep Ephraim lined up. Oh boy, what was the name of that receiver so fast?
Alexander Wright.
Alexander Wright was going past him. He could get Ephraim a 50-yard lead, and Ephraim turn around and start running when they hike the ball. And he was running past Ephraim. I was like, I've never seen a guy that fast in my life.
Dude, JT, that was my freshman year. I was a true freshman. I actually had to cover this guy. And as fast as I thought I was,
man,
no, he's not kidding. That was my first time going, oh my God, who is this dude?
World class speed.
Thankfully, he had hands like a track guy.
Yeah, but he made all the catches that day. Because we were ranked, what, number 2 in the country?
Yeah.
Because we were going to play Miami.
We could have won the championship. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we still had a chance to win if we would have beat Miami.
After the Sugar Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we fell to 5 after that.
Okay.
After the loss.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But man, that was the one that I remember the most. But the one that I enjoyed the most, obviously, was the one up in Birmingham, our senior year, where you guys were just, hitting on all cylinders. And they couldn't do anything offensively. Matter of fact, Stan White was so scared, y'all took his soul that day.
No, man. There's a great painting of him laying down in the center field with Copeland and Curry looking at him or something. I got it in the house. It's actually,
Mama, there goes those men. Boy, that's why Gino, I guess, was so scared. He must have watched some of that Auburn film when they was on his head, because Shane Matthew wasn't playing no games against y'all.
He wasn't scared. No. He wasn't scared.
I think him and Langham had a little deal going at the end.
Well, I think I kind of feel the same way with you. The Auburn game, I think I remember that one the most too, just because it was my first year. I think I remember them shaking our buses when we were coming in. It's probably before we had really good police. And the stadium, like you said, it was the first time that we played in a Iron Bowl that wasn't on a neutral site.
You remember when Coach Fuller went up in the stands after the game? Now, this is the coaching staff talking now. Everybody keep your cool no matter what happens, Somebody threw a bottle and hit Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller went up in those stands. You hear me? They had to go get Coach Fuller. God rest his soul, man. I was like, man, this is crazy.
Man, that was a crazy game. But I think the second loudest stadium I've been in, I felt like might have been in Knoxville. It's probably just the amount of people. They had, the first stadiums that had 100,000 people in it. And it was...
Well, I say Auburn, and a close second was we played at Penn State.
Oh,
did you play that?
They on that slick grass.
Yeah.
They oiled the grass down, I think.
They had about this thick too,
Yeah, man. Ooh, man. That Penn State days, that's somebody I did not want to play as a defensive guy. They had that running back named Gash or whatever his name was. Man,
no,
that dude was
when you were there, your rookie year, they had what's the boy's name? He played with me at Dallas. He was a magician. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name, but he Blair something. He was running the ball against y'all. Matter of fact, if they would have just gave him the ball on third down, he probably would have scored. But they kicked the field goal. They outsmarted themselves and went for the field goal on third down, and Thomas ran
blocks.
Yeah. I never forget. We are the whole game. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is live, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty live, man. A lot of cool stadiums to play in, man.
Yeah.
So he said Blair Thomas.
Yeah, Blair Thomas. That's it, Blair Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't say I played a whole lot that game. Again, I was behind John Mangum, Ephraim, Charlie Gardner.
Charles. Yeah, that's my roommate. Yeah. Listen, I talked to Mangum a couple of weeks ago. His cousin works out at the gym I go to.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's Mangum at? What is he doing?
He's in Mississippi. He has real estate. I mean, not real estate, but insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, insurance. He's in the insurance business. He still looks good. His cousin said. I said, man, that little cat would hit you. Ooh, that was one of the toughest cats I knew.
Hey, man, you don't see a whole lot of white DBs that can ball like that. He
Yes,
one of
sir.
them.
I didn't want to say the white part, but
I know that happened, man. I was just talking about that dude could ball, man. Shoot.
Ooh-wee.
Played in the league for some years too. So
Yeah, with Chicago.
that's
But,
right.
but, I mean, I was watching. I don't get a chance to watch Iowa, the Hawkeyes. I said I want to
Yeah.
see
Why?
that
Why?
defense,
No,
man.
no, no. Why?
You got
Why
to
would
say,
you
why are you
watch?
watching?
Why would you watch Iowa?
Because I'm gonna say, I was gonna say why? Because I want to see their defense. Boy, they must have some brothers on their defense.
No.
Them cats that don't give up no point. I couldn't find a brother on their defense. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, no brothers want to go up there and play, except for JT.
Shoot,
You know the ones went
man.
up there and played in Iowa.
Yeah,
Not
but
at
when
Iowa,
you
but
get 11, when that it shows it goes to show you when you get 11 guys that are feeding
right.
into the concept, man, it's nothing you can't achieve. What's
Well,
up, man? You going to bed?
I hope Bama gets
All right,
to it.
cool.
Hope Bama gets to it. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left, so I need to ask you about.
Good night.
Hey, look
That's the
at
one
him.
you
Look
got.
at
That's
that
the one who
star.
gave you the you got the thing from? That's George right there.
That's right. And never actually really seen him.
Yeah, he's act
He
like he's
trying to be
scared.
shy.
Yeah, don't be
He's
sad.
shy. Yeah, man.
Uh,
Yes, good seeing you.
yeah.
So, all right. So you played in both. I hadn't been able to play in both. You played the Super Bowl. You played the national championship. How does the atmosphere different change or the similarities for preparation? What do you?
Well, the media exposure for a Super Bowl is incredible. I mean, everybody's going to get a chance to talk, and it was 2 weeks. It's a 2 week build up before the game when we played. I don't know if it's still that way. So you had a week when you're doing practice at your home facilities, then you go away to the location, and then you have a week of practice. It's just you're seeing celebrities from all walks of life. It's just a wonderful. It's a moment like, oh, this is amazing. I'm here. I done made it to the show. Because that's what we call it, the show. And it was whereas the national championship, it's I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
get you get some exposure, but not like so, but if you ask me which meant more to me, obviously the national championship, because I was more involved. I had more to do with it. In the Super Bowl, I got in, but heck, we were taking knees. I was like, damn, coach, you could have let me get one carry, you know?
Yeah, true. All right, just give you a little stat line in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, gee, yeah. I would broke one too, Steve.
I would. Hey, I didn't
Uh,
know if you saw that comment from Justin down there, but he's ragging on you. He said, "Which one of y'all wear a smaller shirt? You or Marvin Constant?" Because
well,
he
my
thinks
shirt's a double X. I'm just gunned up. I can't help that I'm gunned up. You know what I'm saying? if you put on this shirt, Justin, it swim on you.
Justin is the deadlift king. He said he like to have lower leg strength. He don't hit
Yeah,
the. He don't post nothing with him doing no bench press or no curls or nothing. He just do
he
deadlift.
be
That's
taking
it.
those needles too. He was at the original the Belco scandal with Conseco.
Yeah, could be because he be sweating and stuff when he be on his podcast all the time. I'll be wondering why he's sweating like that. But anyway, okay. So the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to hear
Mm,
from both of y'all on this.
mm.
Are they real or not? Are they
Well, it
real or not?
depends on how real Minnesota is. Now, that Minnesota only had one loss,
Well,
so
but
they,
look,
they
Green Bay didn't have all the wins. They lost to Green Bay. You
mhm,
go up to Minnesota, hand it to them.
mhm.
So Green Bay was what had 4 wins, maybe 3 wins, maybe.
Green Bay lost 5 in a row. Don't matter how many wins they had. They were
Okay.
on a 5-game losing streak.
But you know how that is, Joe. Sometimes you just, this is Green Bay. We're going to go up there. We're going to handle it. And you kind of half-ass during the week and don't really prepare yourself like you should. And then you get your butt handed to you. You're like, oh, man, we got Minnesota coming up, and they only
I
lost
don't
one
know why.
game.
I hear you, but I don't know why they could think that when they got them 2 running backs, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, you still had Aaron Rodgers. I know they felt like he ain't had no one to throw to, but the
He
running
did
backs
that
still
day.
but the running backs rushed for 240 yards.
Well, yeah. How many points? What was the score of the game?
I went on overtime. Let me see.
31-28, I want to
See,
say.
I think that's the first time Green Bay scored over
Yeah,
28
31-28.
points. That's the first time they scored over 28 points the whole year, isn't it?
Let's see.
Probably.
20.
I think they were around
Oh, that's the
17.
preseason. So they scored
Probably around
7.
17.
28 against the Bears.
The Bears can't stop the run either.
27 against the Patriots. Yeah. That's it.
So if I'm Dallas, what was the score? 31-28?
Yeah.
You scored 28 points offensively. You expecting us to win that game? Come on, defense. Play like you play against.
I know, but they were toting that pill, man. It was toting that rock. It was toting that rock. And then that just opened up the running game. Then Christian Kirk, or not Christian Kirk.
I was going to
Christian
say,
Watson.
it was a dude you ain't never heard of, scored 3 touchdowns.
I can't even name a Green Bay wide receiver.
I got me an interesting comment after that because I didn't know who he was, but someone said, "Hey George, you know that's Tim Watson. You played. That's his kid. You played with him in Green Bay." And I was like, "What?"
Damn, that goes show your age now.
Yeah, I know. So, but he couldn't catch a cold until that game.
Well, he couldn't catch a cold the first quarter.
No, he had 2 quick drops. So I was like, "Oh yeah, we got this."
But if we play like we played, I mean, when I say we, if Dallas plays like Dallas played offensively and defensively, we're going to be a tough out. I mean, we were running the ball good. I think we used Pollard in the right way, got him out in space, let him do his thing against linebackers, bang, downhill with Zeke, soften up that defense, play action. I still think we need another receiver. If we get OBJ, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I think because I'm not sold on CeeDee Lamb being a number 1 receiver yet.
Oh, he looking pretty nice. I ain't sold on OBJ yet.
Well, OBJ will take a lot of pressure off of boy. I think they don't respect the other receivers, and receivers don't demand a double coverage. If you play OBJ one-on-one, I mean, before the knee injury, you're going to get burnt.
Well, and that's what I'm worried about. I know he'll get cleared, and he's been doing some stuff, and he's going to be fine. But, man, I don't know, man. That he's a polarizing guy, too. That locker room is kind of intact right now.
I don't think he's as bad. Everywhere I thought he won, he had a good rep. The players loved him.
Yeah, and the players at LSU loved it too. He was handing out cash on the sideline of the game.
Straight cash. And how Randy Moss says, straight cash.
Yeah, not saying he's not a good dude, but golly, man,
hey, it's hard to trace straight cash unless you get it on film.
Yeah, I know it. He got caught. Man,
or you put it in McDonald bags.
How crazy was that? Maybe that's why I'm still hurt on that.
Listen. I know this is not on topic. I'm sorry for going off topic. But can somebody please help me understand what's our defense coordinator, Pete what?
Pete Golding.
Pete Golden is up for the Art Broers Award. I know he's not going to win it.
I'm trying to figure this out too. I don't know.
That was a meme, wasn't it?
No.
That was fake.
Nope.
No, that's real deal. Nick just congratulated him.
Yep. The finalists right now. Let's see. Nominees announced November 15th. Semifinalists announced. Oh, okay. Yeah. So here we go. Semifinalists as of yesterday. Is he on this list? Oh, he's not on this list. He's not a semifinalist, so he's been dropped off.
Jesus. Thank you. We can fire.
But he was a nominee.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if he's gone, he's gone.
Yeah, your daddy was a nominee for the Mr. America contest.
Stop, man.
No, the people, the guys that are on this list are semifinalists.
Are they the truth?
Yeah, I think everybody on this list deserves to be on this list. Okay. If you just think about their, like as bad as Iowa is, like their defense is still legit. So their defense coordinator's on there.
Give me that defensive coordinator at Bama. If he can do that with those guys, imagine what he can do with 4 and 5 stars. Is what I'm saying.
Hey, wait, but y'all didn't answer my other question yet. I was just trying to get a yes or no. Are the Cowboys real or not?
Oh,
y'all
yes.
Know what type of cards are they real or not? Okay, I got one yes.
Yes.
They're as real as they always are.
Well, that sounds like sarcasm right there, JT.
Sure it does. Now I think I think they'll get over the hump and win a playoff game this year.
Okay. What
All
about
right.
what you say about that, JT? They get in the playoffs, or they bounce in first round, or they get
I do truly believe it matters who it is. But this is what I'm ready for as somebody who's looking at the schedule. I'm ready for them to beat the Giants this week, beat the Colts, beat the Texans, beat the Jags, probably beat the Eagles. They'll be on a 5-game winning streak. They'll lose, and they might even beat the Titans and win 6 in a row. They'll lose to the Commanders just because it's the last game of the season, and that's just what happens. And then they'll draw like the 49ers or somebody
San
again
Francisco again out
and
the
lose.
Oh yeah, that's not what they want. Them 49ers that first round. Yeah, I'm hoping they don't get that draw.
Yes, sir. We do
But
appreciate
I think I mean San Francisco has a lot of weapons. But if we play our game, it'll be like an old throwback game. The Cowboys, whoever has the ball last, whoever's on their A game will win that game.
I tell you, this is what my prediction is. They will get into the playoffs because I don't think they're going to win the division. So they'll get in the playoffs as a wild card. They have to play a division winner. That division winner is going to be either Geno Smith and the Seahawks or Tom Brady and the Bucks, and they will find a way to lose either one of those games, and both of them teams are going to have a losing record.
Hey,
and we're going to talk about firing everybody again.
I don't think we want to play. I'd rather play the Seahawks than Tampa Bay.
I got a bottle on that.
I would rather them play Tampa Bay because at least if they lose to Tampa Bay, we can be like, well, Tom Brady did it again. Y'all counted them out. Here you go. But if they go ahead and they lose to Geno
going to be the MVP.
Well, he most definitely has to be the comeback player of the league because I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Well, he can't be no comeback.
I like Geno who?
Yeah, he wasn't hurt. He was just the backup.
He wasn't hurt. He was just been a backup forever.
Yeah, but he was once a starter, right? Oh, you have to be hurt for it to be a comeback player of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You lose your job and you benching, you a daggone journeyman.
Geno has started.
He ain't started since when? He's with the Jets.
Yeah.
That's been
he started when Russell got hurt or something, but he hadn't been like the undisputed starter since he was drafted by the Jets.
And was he the undisputed guy this year? Did they bring him in for that, or did the same thing?
No, remember he ended up being the undisputed guy because when they traded Russell Wilson, they brought in Drew Lock, and Drew Lock got COVID and was out for 2 weeks or whatever, and then he never get a job back.
Well, he saved him because Drew Lock is worse than.
Yeah, Drew Lock is.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm predicting the Cowboys win big against the Giants. They're just too hurt right now. Got Saquon, but watching the film, all 22, Saquon don't look the same. I think he kind of hiding something. That's just me. My eyes. I'm like, he ain't running the same. Recently.
Well, I think if Dallas plays offensively like they're capable of playing, and they make the Giants a one-dimensional team, it's gonna be a runaway as far as the score goes. But if Dallas dilly-dallies and play under their potential, and it'll be a dogfight for them.
Okay,
that's what the Giants want. They want to hang in there to the fourth quarter and get in field goal range and kick a field goal and beat you. Hey, they know they're not gonna outscore people.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be like you, Lazik, and it's a good thing we can do that on Tuesday, right? We can talk about whatever we want to, but. How would you like to be known like Mark Sanchez is known? They just had a 30-year or whatever.
The butt fumble.
Yeah. Fumble. They just keep showing this thing over and
20
over
year,
and over
I think.
again.
Well, he could get away with it a little. He could get away with it a little more than I could as a running back. They would be like, "Dang, you really had your eyes closed."
Okay, and do you think he made money off of this thing? Do you think there's a painting out there or something that he's having to sign? do you ask someone like that to sign this, or how do he capitalize off this
I'm
thing?
pretty sure he's capitalizing off of it. Not that he really needs it. He's doing well in the broadcast booth, but
He'd be a good NIL with Pampers or something of that nature, with some diapers or something. I guess. I mean, the butt
lace.
fumble.
He'd be good for the LASIK surgery. This is why you need the LASIK.
They see.
So you can see it. Don't run up your
But they scored a
guard's butt.
touchdown off of it too, right?
Yeah,
He
he
picked it up,
fumbled the
ran it
ball.
in.
Well,
Man.
I don't know, but if I was a betting guy and that happened and I had money on the game, I'd be like, man, the fix is in. The fix is in. I mean, you just look at a lot of the games. How is Vegas that close on a lot of these games?
I don't know what's going on.
Have you ever wondered?
Yeah, that's Illuminati stuff.
They missed our game by a whole lot because my uncle won a boatload of money. Ooh, woo.
So he took us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
He
smart.
put 1,000 on us. I'll never forget. He said, boy, if you cost me this 1,000. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with it now.
Well, I don't know how much that turned into, but I imagine what the odds were, it had to be pretty big.
Yeah, he never told me, but he gave me $500. That's all I know.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
And for my uncle to give me $500, that's like him giving me 100,000. Because he'll give you $10, be like, hey, boy, don't forget I gave you this now.
Well, all right, y'all. Hey, we got to
Yeah.
call it. We got a karaoke crew starting to come in, get set up. I know you like to sing too, Derek Lassick, because you used to do it in the.
I used to rap now. Go ahead. You go ahead and do
you
your
were the first one. We used to call you I'll Be Sure. You weren't really rapping. You was kind of telling love stories or something. You know,
man, you better watch out,
always
man.
thought he was a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? He put all the lotion on his hands and all that.
I don't remember that. I remember taking him. Hey, I remember taking him home. He ain't put no money on the gas either way.
Oh,
like, no, you Al.
Man, please.
I like this cat up. Now he invited me over for some chitlins.
Yep,
Ain't put no money in the gas tank.
And whatever, Lazarus. Y'all used to use my car all the time. Eric Curry used to take
Well,
my
I ain't
car
Eric.
all the time.
I took Eric to Tallahassee. At least he gave me $10.
Well, I ain't give you no. I'll tell you what I do.
I'm messing with you.
I know. But that's who you are, and that's who you are. We thank you very much for coming on. So you ain't on no social medias or nothing. How people find you? What do they do? They want to get some autographs. They want to have you do a appearance or something. What they got to do to get a hold of you, brother?
Listen, I don't devalue my brand, so I don't do any autographs. So like Sherman had his event the other day, and I signed a helmet, and it sold for $400. And I told I really don't do a lot of signings and stuff like that. That's just not I mean, if it's a friend or teammate, a family, I'll sign something, but I don't do it to make any monetary gains or anything.
So
like
I need to send you something, is what I'm saying. Well,
yeah, you send me something, I'll send it back.
Okay.
I always help my boys out. I bought the Deuce. I wanted a helmet from the Deuce, so they were auctioning off one. So I bought the helmet from the Deuce at Sherman and the Palmer Williams Group's foundation annual dinner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Hey, so that guy right there, Realism Sports. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. But bro, you cannot play no fantasy football at all. He is terrible at fantasy football. I just got to give him the. I think he is bad. I'm in his league. I'm in second place in his league right now. His wife is winning the league. He's down there at the bottom. So you need to go take some lessons from her. All right. That's right. That's right. Well, listen, I've been out here. Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. We're getting ready to wrap it up out here at the Atlanta Street Grill and Pub House, Tap House, in Plano, Texas, located 6205. You can come out here and watch the games on Sundays. Come out and get these wings. I told you I got turned on to these, what is it, the cheese sticks. I didn't know they had these cheese sticks in here, but good Lord, they are good, man.
What you say, George? You told me about Topless Tuesdays?
No, it ain't that kind of joint. It ain't that kind of joint.
No, tell them to come Tuesday, and then they come there and say, "What happened to Topless Tuesday?" Oh no, that's next Tuesday.
That's right. Free drinks on Tuesday. Just tell Calvin I said that. Look at it. Look at it. Calvin come walking up now. He heard that. No. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm gonna sign off.
All right, brother.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
boss. Thank you.
So, all right, man. So, yeah, it is a great day. It's been a great night. We appreciate it. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. JT, have a happy Thanksgiving. I know you're going to be over the in-laws tomorrow.
I'll be over to your house too.
Yeah, well, I think we're supposed to come over to their house post
I think so, something like that.
football game or whatever. So we'll figure it out. But wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. The roads get crazy. I know a lot of people going to be traveling where you're going to football game, going to see family, that kind of stuff. Be careful out there because those speed traps are going to be out. That's for sure if you're driving. And it's costs a lot of money to fly right now. So just be careful. Have a great weekend. Eat the turkey. But tune in next week to Teague's Take on Wednesday night, 8:15. We'll come alive again. Subscribe to our page on YouTube. Give us a like. Hit it multiple times. Hit the bell too, so you know when we're going to be doing the podcast. So with that, we're going to say we out of here. Deuces.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoops.